We heard yesterday that Gachagua and his team were supposed to pay homage to the home of Raila Odinga. We urge Gachagua, never, don't step in Bondo. Don't step in Bondo, as your statements are not very friendly to us as ODM.
To date, Rigathi Gachagua is yet to mourn Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga, who braved political tensions to go and mourn his brother, the late Nderitu Gachagua. And therefore, we note now that anyone who associates with Gachagua and his ilk, like Kahiga, cannot be our friend.
Vile mmefika huko Bondo na tunakaribisha watu wengine pia wote wakuje huko Bondo. Wanaweza omba na sisi na kukuja kutembelea grave ya mzee.
The former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua today touched down at Kisumu International Airport in Kisumu County. It is confirmed that Rigathi Gachagua is making his way towards Bondo in Siaya County. The visit to Bondo holds special significance given the political context. Bondo is home to the late Raila Odinga's stronghold, and the area has in recent days been at the center of controversy, with the Orange Democratic Movement ODM publicly declaring Gachagua unwelcome.
We heard yesterday that Gachagua and his team were supposed to pay homage to the home of Raila Odinga. We urge Gachagua, never, don't step in Bondo. Don't step in Bondo, as your statements are not very friendly to us as ODM.
Gachagua is said to visit Raila's grave today in Bondo. During the burial of Raila Amolo Odinga, some notable figures were absent. Rigathi Gachagua did not attend the burial in Bondo or even in Nyayo Stadium, a fact that generated its own wave of commentary. Analysts and supporters offered competing explanations. Some argued he prudently chose not to risk confrontation. Others saw his absence as refusal of respect. Media outlets and commentators weighed in, and politicians publicly debated whether his attendance will be welcome. Absence in such moments becomes a message in Kenya, where political theater and ritual matter, not showing up speaks as loudly as a speech. As rumors circulated that Gachagua might travel to Bondo after the funeral, ODM officials moved publicly to discourage his visit. Party spokespeople urged him not to come, citing the tense atmosphere and the potential for unrest. Reports quoted ODM deputies warning that the party will not welcome him to the Nyanza region under current condition. This was a public deliberate rebuke, an attempt to manage anger while preserving the dignity of mourning. Political parties often protect space around funerals when passions run high. But even as ODM discouraged the visit, other voices urged restraint and inclusion. In Bondo, the family voice mattered most. Raila Odinga Jr., son and family representative, stepped forward with a contrasting message. We welcome everyone to Bondo. He called on Kenyans to pay respect at the homestead, inviting the nation into a space of private mourning and public remembrance.
Tumeshukuru sana nyinyi wazee wa kwenyu vile mmefika huko Bondo, na tunakaribisha watu wengine pia wote wakuje huko Bondo. Wanaweza omba na sisi na kukuja kutembelea grave ya mzee.
This public welcome complicated ODM's posture and opened the door for a possible reconciliation in the days after the burial. The family's position matters. Where parties draw boundaries, families can choose inclusion. Raila Jr.'s words were an attempt to keep the homestead a place for collective healing, not a battleground. To understand the intensity of the response, we must return to the earlier comments. In early October, Gachagua publicly challenged the way Raila Odinga's health was communicated, suggesting that optics, public appearances were needed rather than written explanations.
Sasa nimeona jana hii watu ya ODM wakileta upuzi. Ati hiyo mzee yao ako na matatizo. Ati wanataka kuwekelea Kalonzo na mimi. Kalonzo ni bakteria? Ni virus. Sasa maneno ya ugonjwa Kalonzo na mimi tunaingilia wapi? Sisi tunatakia hiyo mzee mema. Tunataka wakuwe pamoja na Ruto, tuwafukuze pamoja kwa debe 2027.
Being unwell is not a crime. And I want to tell leaders and the people of Kenya, there is no crime in being unwell. When I was a senator, I was taken unwell, I went to hospital. And a leader is a human being and you can get unwell. So there is nothing so big about somebody's health, whether you are a leader or not. And when I looked at that letter, it's so amateurish. You know, it's so cheap. To start with, you must respect the people of Kenya. If a leader is said to be unwell and he is well, you just ignore and go on with life. You don't have to say you are not unwell. Why should you bother? Number two, if you feel that the rumors are bothering you and you need to tell people you are well, you don't have to write a letter. All you need to do is do a few activities here and there, and then people can see you are well, and the matter just dies.
The comments were interpreted by many as questioning the sincerity of the family and parties' handling of a leader's health, a sensitive and personal issue. News outlets archived and replayed these remarks in the days after Raila's death. Words on health can feel like attacks because they pierce personal dignity. Whether Gachagua intended mockery or criticism, the effect was to deepen hurt among supporters and to harden responses in political arena. In the digital age, a single clip or post can reshape a narrative. Following Raila Jr.'s remarks, it shows that Gachagua is highly welcomed in Bondo, despite his differences with Raila Amolo Odinga when he was alive.